sort of in review. Amplitude refers to the range of body movement. The greater the amplitude, you have much more potential to optimize execution. No question about it. Power is the hidden component of external amplitude. Flexibility is the key factor in maximizing internal amplitude. Segmentation simply says, as skill proficiency increase, the number of body segments decrease. You see, when you use fewer segments, the movement pattern is more holistic. When you throw with your head, that's not as good as throwing with your head and chest. And that's not as good as throwing with your head, chest, and trunk. When you twist, when you drive with your head, that might work, but if you do your head and chest, it's better. If you initiate it with head, chest, and hips, it's better. And if you initiate it with a total body unit, but for the feet, it's the best. Because this throw that you see, which is kind of goofy, is equivalent in terms of twist momentum to this. Just that little shift in total body is equal to all of this. I'm not saying that on triple fulls you're not going to have to turn, but you would want to use as much of the total body as possible. That's segmentation, another example of it. It seeks to create broad, expansive movement patterns. You always want to move big, consume volumes of space. You are the giant. The performer is the giant. And the apparatus and everything below it is the pygmy. And you want to consume space. Closure, I've mentioned that as it increases, then it either becomes more obvious or less obvious. It's either more or less until optimum potential of the skill is achieved. We just talked about skill proficiency. Increases, the timing accuracy also increases. This is key. All body parts should move in the intended direction of motion. This next principle, which I don't have an illustration for, is simply, I call it diversification. And a routine of quality is characterized by the diversification of its parts. What I'm trying to get across here is that while the FIG and the rules have certain rules about what must be in a routine, there's no question about that, and you have to be concerned about what skills are more closely complement someone's abilities, you want to also keep in mind that you want to have changes in shape and flow and pattern and height and timing to diversify the pattern, because what intrigues the observer's eye is not she's going through her bar routine. Let's go get a beer until she gets through. It's that kind of, you don't want to have that. You want it to be a continually evolving kaleidoscope. You know, you look through a kaleidoscope and you're surprised by the next thing. And you go, wow, I didn't expect that one. Okay, you want to look for elements like that that show movement patterns that evolve into something, much like a flower that grows into a plant into a beautiful rose or something like that. And this last one I leave for you, that the best coach you have is you. The best teacher you have is you. It's your eyes. Watch things and see what looks good and try to apply these types of principles to them. Today's performance tells us what is. Biomechanics tells you what can be. Thank you a lot.